In today's episode of Marketplace Finds, we have the toy hauler school bus, another Temu build, and a pink golf cart G-Wagon. From the forgotten dreams of a boost-hungry madman, this is a 1992 Chevrolet Corvette C4, is now twin-turboed, paint-battered, and street-forgotten, but still may be a good buy. Now it does have some Harvey Dent level paint that looks like someone gave up halfway through where the front is painted in this custom maroon metallic that's seen better days, and the rear with what looks to be a good old rattle can job, with a sight of sun fade and missed tape lines. But as you can see, that hood is hiding the real star of the show. The owner is claiming that the selling price is less than what the engine is worth, and for once, we believe them, because this engine bay is packing a set of twin turbos on top of a rebuilt engine, ready to destroy your neighbour's stinky Dodge Neon. 2 snails, big filters, custom charged piping, and a hood carved open with all the grace of a chainsaw murder to make it fit. What's not to love? Even the interior looks surprisingly immaculate, minus a few cobwebs. It's like the builder gave up on the bodywork but still wanted a comfy place to cry about it. For only $4,250 and some wiring, a good tune, and a lot of patience, this thing is a dream of a project for someone, and therefore gets our stamp of approval. Stay to the end of the video to see how the tier list ends up. Next up, we've got a 2002 Mercury Grand Marquee that looks like it got repossessed from a Florida swamp man halfway through filming a Pimp My Ride episode. This car has more shades of green than a bag of expired Skittles that has sat in the sun, and don't think we didn't notice the Transformer badges all over. Optimus Prime would be ashamed. It's obvious that it's in need of some huge rims to get it back to donk status, but just wait till you see what's next. Welcome to the Gator Lounge, where the upholstery is all crocodile print, the headliner, seats, dash, steering wheel, literally everything in the interior looks like it was stitched together by a taxidermist with a glue gun and a dream. It's quite possibly the most insane interior we've seen, and I'd just love to know why they went with the Steve Irwin's final boss choice. Alongside the Gator print, there's apparently a total of 8 TVs in the interior, because you obviously need 2 per passenger, right? Onto the price, they're looking for $6,500, which is honestly less than what I expected, but still not a great price. This here is a 2001 Thomas built school bus that has been converted into a 24-foot flatbed hauler, complete with a 12,000 pound winch, perfect for dragging your questionable Facebook Marketplace purchases up on board. That's right, this isn't for kids anymore, unless you count the kind of grown men who call their UTVs toys and think straps are optional. It might look a bit scuffed, and that's because it is, but does happen to have a 5.9 Cummins, which is basically the diesel version of Keith Richards. The interior's got all what you need, including 3 booger stained seats, a mini fridge, and my favourite part, the random hole in the wall, which I guess is there so you can check to see if your car's fallen off. The seller is after $12,500 to own the only rig in town that says, "I used to pick up kids, now I pick up project cars and bad decisions." This is what you get if a G-Wagon and a Barbie Jeep had a baby, and that baby dropped out of school. This is a 2023 ACG E-Wagon, a golf cart so extra it makes the Kardashian look minimalist. You already know some rich Karen type will be whipping this around the HOA neighborhood, ready to complain about the smallest issue in existence. Somehow, it's street legal because you know, Florida, but I'm not too sure I'd be taking it very far with the 48 volt electric motor with a top speed of 25 miles per hour. Now, although the design is crazy, the price is going to blow your mind as you can buy it for a huge $20,000. That's right, for not much more you could literally buy a brand new car, but that won't make you feel like a brat stole on spring break, and that's why I have to give it a clown sticker. Thanks to Colton for sending this one in to us. Let's say you want a pickup truck, but you also want a van, and you also want to look like you're driving a military marshmallow. Introducing the 2018 Daihatsu Deck Van, a tiny Titan wrapped in camo. It's basically the man version of the previous G-Wagon golf cart we saw. This thing has 4-wheel drive, a 5-speed manual, and according to the seller, can do 65 miles plus while having 4 people inside, which is either impressive or deeply terrifying, depending on your definition of structural integrity. The interior is surprisingly nice with upgraded comfier seats, updated door cars, and enough speakers to drown out the poor screams the tiny 660cc engine must make when going down the highway. The seller is looking for a huge $21,500, and as much as I love K-vans like this, their import tax just seems a bit too high. If you've ever wondered what would happen if Barbie married a redneck well, you're looking at it. As we have this 2022 Polaris Ranger 1000 that has undergone an insane number of modifications, so much so that it barely resembles what it originally looked like. It's got all the bells and whistles with this ridiculous lift, giant 50-inch tyres, a full roll cage all wrapped in the colour you already know gets the owner called a few slurs when at the mud meets. Even the interior has not been spared, having more speakers than a club, upgraded seats, but best or most confusing of all is this odd Bart mirror on the ceiling pointing and laughing at what I can only imagine is the owner for spending this much money on a side-by-side. I mean, come on, you already know this thing isn't going to be going through any mud pits or water, because the owner won't want to get the $10,000 worth of speakers wet. The seller is asking for a huge $45,000, and I really hate to say it, but we've seen plenty of less modified side-by-sides asking for more than that, so it's really not a terrible price. Some cars whisper luxury, some shout performance. This one screams, "I maxed out 3 credit cards at AutoZone and told my group chat it was an investment. Behold the 2009 Infiniti FX35. That's right, we've seen plenty of riced out G35s, but never its bigger, uglier brother. It's got all your typical AliExpress modifications, such as a tow hook attached onto the bumper, a fake carbon lip, and whatever the hell these pillow things are on the door frames. It's got more wraps than M&M, as it goes from gloss black to matte black that even has small hearts underneath it. The wheels, according to the owner, are powder coated illusion red, but I think clown nose crimson fits much better. Moving to the interior, we unfortunately only get 2 pictures where the dash seems to be mainly left alone, but the rear seats has an insane speaker setup that even blocks the middle seat, but you already know no one except the owner has ever got into this thing. As for price, they're looking for a huge $13,000, and if you didn't think that's too bad, it has travelled just below 200,000 miles, and for that this vehicle gets our clown sticker. Strap in for disappointment, because the Dukes of Hazzard just went full Dollar General. Meet this 1994 Geometro, a car that dreams of jumping rivers and escaping county sheriffs, but can't even hop a curb without snapping a tie rod. Let's start with the obvious. It's got the 01 slapped on the door like it was stenciled by a person with Parkinson's with a spray can, and a Confederate flag on the roof so crooked it looks like it's trying to escape the shame. This isn't the General Lee, this is the General Leave It Alone. It looks like they ran out of rattle can orange midway through, and those tyres are so tucked up into those rusting wheel arches that it looks like the suspension blew out during an attempted jump off a molehill. It's even got a light bar that's probably compensating for the fact this thing's headlights have more cataracts than a Florida retirement home. The owner does mention probably the best thing about this vehicle, which is the fuel mileage, getting around 35 miles to the gallon from the beast of a 1 litre 3-cylinder engine, so that's a bonus. But even better than that is the asking price that's only $1,000. So if you've got a sense of humour and no shame and no money, this is the perfect buy for you. Here it is, folks. A 2018 Polaris Sportsman 850 has been lifted so high, even your self-esteem can't reach it. This isn't just an ATV, this is a declaration of independence from gravity. Now it does have some good mods such as 37-inch tyres, 6-inch portals and an upgraded diff, but I still don't think that's going to save you from snapping the CVs sitting at those angles. It's even got enough rock lights to host a rave, as there's 16 of them, because if you're stuck axle deep in peanut butter swamp goop, the one thing you'll need is dramatic underglow. Roasting aside, I do have to cut them some slack as they're asking for $10,000, which considering the cost of those modifications is arguably a decent price. Ever looked at a mobility scooter and thought, what if this had a Bluetooth speaker, 5 doors, and the aerodynamic grace of a garden shed? Say hello to this 2025 electric Tuk Tuk, imported directly from the streets of You Get What You Pay For. This glorified tricycle proudly offers the illusion of automotive substance in the shell of a vending machine. It's technically a vehicle, emotionally a scooter, and spiritually a conversation starter. Maybe not a good conversation, but a conversation nonetheless. It's got a 48-volt motor, probably strong enough to get you to the shop and halfway back. The interior glows like a rave in a microwave that will fit 4 very optimistic passengers or 2 normal-sized people who don't want to feel like a sardine. The seller is looking for $4,600, which is a pretty scary price for what's a brand new vehicle, and we can only assume that relates to the quality of this toaster on wheels. If your idea of a motorcycle is 1 part Vietnam era scrapyard, 1 part 85 Mustang, and 0 parts common sense, then congratulations, you just found your soulmate on 3 wheels. This Frankenstein Trike started life as a 1985 Ford Mustang before being subjected to the kind of welding experiment usually followed by emergency services. According to the seller, it's got the original V6 Mustang engine, which judging by the rust and cobwebs, last turned over sometime around year 2000. The interior is no better state, having cracked vinyl seats, mystery stains, and more bare metal than a Slayer album cover. If you're trying to add another bad decision to your life, it can be yours for only $2,500, but I'd stay away. Now this next vehicle isn't so much as a strange or WTF car, but after seeing the price I had to include it. It's a 2024 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van that has been heavily modified to match the more luxurious Maybach cars. It is probably the most expensive van you'll ever come across. The interior is exactly what you'd expect, having real leather seats, a wooden floor, an upgraded sound system upon many other luxury upgrades. The seller has 2 for sale, one with this layout then the other having this bed setup in the rear that of course has sheets that would make me shed a tear if I saw the price. But enough of feeling poor just looking at this. I want you to think up a price you think it's worth, as the seller is asking for a bonkers $288,000, because who needs a house when you can ride around in a rolling bachelor pad? This is what happens when a redneck graduates from riding quad bikes but still isn't quite ready to ride on two wheels. That's right, it's a custom ATV Harley that just screams midlife crisis and is shinier than a divorce lawyer's watch collection. But honestly, you can tell a very good paint and bodywork guy has put a lot of effort into it, and it does look immaculate, just a little bit odd. The wheels on the other hand aren't exactly my taste. With enough chrome you could probably harvest solar power off them. As much as I want to say it probably handles terribly, at least this thing could hit a corner at over 30 miles per hour without low siding like they usually do. It has done 22,000 miles, which is impressive considering most of those were probably done in slow laps around local car shows, while people whispered, "What the hell is that?" It can be yours for $15,000, and honestly my Harley knowledge isn't great, but I do know some specific years and models fetch a decent price, so you'll have to let me know in the comments below if this is a good price or not. This next vehicle is Disney history on wheels, and is the kind of thing that would make a Disney adult scream, cry, and offer you $500 above asking while wearing Mickey ears and quoting Walt's opening day speech. It's a 1950s Disneyland mini patrol car that was once driven by actual Disneyland staff back when Walt himself was probably chain smoking off screen. This baby rolled through the Magic Kingdom on a mission to keep the churro lines orderly and the teacups from becoming demolition derby events. It's really a glorified golf cart that skipped leg day, but even I can admit it would be a great collector piece, or just as a conversation starter. The seller is looking for $3,500, but it does need some new batteries, and honestly that seems like a fair price. Thanks for watching another episode of Garage Gold. I hope you enjoyed. This is today's episode roundup. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, and if there's anything you would change. If you watch our videos a lot, make sure to subscribe, otherwise leave a like. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next episode.